All right, welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here. So, wanted to do a video today in regards to questions about the 24 Chevy Silverado, because there's still a lot of people that still believe that the L8T is backed by the 6-speed and not the 10-speed Allison transmission. And then it goes a little bit deeper than that when people start talking about how this is not a true Allison transmission and this is just false advertising by GM here and everything like that. Well, irregardless, because somebody's going to bag on me for that word, it's my word and I'm going to keep using it. Don't tell me what to use. I'm going to keep using my words. Anyway, in the land of make-believe, GM actually owned Allison Transmission. And if I remember right, it dated way back into the 20s, like 1920s, when GM actually bought Allison. And between Allison and Chevrolet, they started making transmissions for all kinds of crap. Okay, and basically, long story short of it is, when you see this dollar signs, eventually they get to people's heads, and corporate America starts counting beans and says, "Where can we make money?" Well, at the end of the day, they did sell Allison Transmission off, I think, in the mid 2000s, and they made some money on that. All right. But at the end of the day, you guys, we hope you guys all know that, and maybe some of you don't know, is the Duramax diesel is actually designed by Isuzu in a joint venture between GM and Isuzu. And most of you probably be thinking, I would never buy an Isuzu diesel. Well, that's what you basically got. Then at some point, the Duramax kept the name, and Isuzu's part trickled out. It's just like Ram has Cummins making their engines, and Ford had International Harvester making their stuff. And again, I go back to, guys, is what do you care how the chicken sandwich is made as long as it's delicious, right? So people say, well, this 10-speed is not an Allison transmission. Well, it's built to the specs of Allison Transmissions. It's built to the specs of GM. They were both one and the same company at one point. But at some point, some of these manufacturers are saying, well, we don't really need to keep paying International. Can't we just design our own engine, look just basically just like it, tweak it here and there? And that's what Ford did. Ford basically said, hey, and they designed their early generations of the 6.7 Scorpion were not all that great, but they've always made their transmissions basically in-house. Rams used Asen, but they have their own 68 RFE that's been designed in-house. Most of the old manuals are built by Gertrag, so it's like for everybody. And so when you sit back and say this truck doesn't have it, yes, guys, for 24, you will get in the custom or lower levels, or the GMC Pro and lower levels, you will get the old interior from 2023. You will, however, get the 10-speed Allison mounted to the L8T V8. Okay, so we could sit here and argue all day about, is this truly an Allison transmission? Yeah, basically it is. But GM makes it in-house. It's built to their specs, and it's all good. People just can keep arguing this point. It's just really irrelevant, because you got to know the history of something. That at the end of the day, GM owned Allison, guys. That's all there is to it. And so at one point they said, you know what, we can get rid of this because we basically designed the transmissions anyway. And how they pay the the naming rights or trademark rights to use the Allison nameplate, I don't really care. This is a fantastic transmission with this. The 6-speed was just fine. I remember when there was a 4-speed, it was like a 460, something like that. My dad had a 6.5 turbo diesel. It was just fine. Again, they're all about trying to tweak them and get them better. But just like now, Ford designs their own engine. They have since when the Scorpion came out, 2011, I think. And I had an 11, it was 11. No, it was a 13, and it was a turd. But there's plenty of other ones from that era that were good. So again, I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to keep saying Allison Transmission, so when we talk about it in the videos, I'm going to keep saying it, and then whoever the guy that doesn't watch any of the other videos comes in and says, man, it's not an Allison Transmission, dude. Hopefully you caught this video, but at the end of the day, GM already owned Allison, so who really cares? And, I'm sure Ford basically tweaked the international block and twisted this and made it their own to make it the Scorpion. And Cummins or Ram says, screw it, we'll just have Cummins make our engine and we'll call it good from there and use our own in-house transmission. But yes, to calm everybody's fear, for 2024 you will get a gas engine with a 10-speed and the same, it's the exact same 10 speeds you're getting in the diesel. So there's no more argument about that. I've cleared that up. I've already covered that in many videos. I've actually even shown in one of the videos the Chevy specs where it's the exact same one. And again, if you don't think it's good, then don't buy a Duramax, because truly Duramax wasn't GM anyway, it was Isuzu. So if you think, wow, what a puny diesel Isuzu would make, well, Isuzu made one of the best, helped GM design one of the best engines and everything like that. Now their hand in the current smaller Duramax is the little 3-liter and the old 2.8. I've never really dabbled in those engines because they have no real interest for me to dig into, but those were probably just designed by GM also. But there's probably some backstory into some little pieces of the other companies involved in that. But yeah, so that is gonna calm down the fears of this. And again, if you're first to my channel and you're still commenting on my use of irregardless, well, irregardlessly, there are other videos out there where I covered it. And in this world where people can be flamingos and everything else like that, I'm just going to use the word that everybody else uses. And if you want to be a vocabulary specialist, feel free to. But I appreciate you being here nonetheless. We're going to keep on trucking, guys. We got an oil change video coming up on this. We're getting up there in the miles finally where we can get it changed before the specs. So that'll be coming up. A lot more towing coming up on this one. Still have yet to replace the General with another truck. We're trying to decide what direction we're going to go with that. Zero oil consumption so far on this one. So guys, we will hit you up on the next one. Look down there in the corner and smash the subscribe button for me here. I'll help you. Let's do that. And hit the like button. We'll see you on the next one.